All right. Hey, we were just talking about Bennies, which is a new cryptocurrency created by Ben of Viva La Dirt League. So I thought we should just slide on over to this game called Off the Grid, which is kind of like the Trojan horse of crypto Web3 gaming. It did hit off pretty popularly, I think, most likely by the leads of a crypto called Avalanche. It's on the Avalanche blockchain. It is a BR styled game. I don't know much about it. I know that Tim the Tap Man, I don't know if Dr. Disrespect, I know Ninja, and a lot of famous streamers got paid quite a substantial amount of money to push this game called Off the Grid. Now, we saw Off the Grid. I did not know it was blockchain game related. We saw the trailers for it a year or so ago. We liked it. However, I find it interesting because I always said about this in the Web3 gaming space that first, the fun has to come first. When it comes to gaming, always fun first. Always gameplay first, crypto shit later. It seems like they took the DG360 recipe and did it. However, the head of Avalanche and other people, at least from what I gather, paid large streamers to kind of push this onto the masses, and it took. Is it going to take? I'm not quite sure. Upon initial release, it did. I'm hearing that the numbers are dwindling a little bit now. Not quite sure what the numbers are on it now, but I wanted to kind of hear what some of the gamers' takes on this is, since many people had no idea this was related with crypto. And this is what the Web3 gaming industry has been trying to do for quite a while, is get a game out there that can get mass adoption. So let's check out Off the Grid. And
Off the Grid is a brand new early access battle royale game that has some extraction shooter mechanics thrown in too, set in a dystopian cyberpunk future. From developer Gunzilla Games and the creative vision of Neil Blomkamp. Yeah, you may know him as the director of District 9, Elysium, Chappie, and more. My friends and I describe the game as
District 9 was awesome.
Build Fortnite for adults, with a fun take on abilities that are tied to your cyber limbs, which can even be shot off mid-gunfight and stolen by your enemy. Reload.
I mean, it looks fun.
So I can just rip this guy's legs off him. That's so insane.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I just want your legs, mate.
Downloading drivers. Legs attached.
Okay, so full transparency here, as always, I was actually lined up to create some sponsored content with Off the Grid before I had all the info, hence the review account bonuses I have, such as the infamous ninja skin.
Let's extract something, guys. A hex, for instance.
But look, if I'm going to talk about my honest first impression,
Hold on. Oh, shit.
which I don't think
Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Sorry. I just want to make sure it's coming in a little bit fuzzy.
have, such as the infamous ninja skin.
Let's extract something, guys. A hex, for instance.
But look, if I'm going to talk about my
Is that what it looks like on
honest
Pixelate
first impressions, then I need to talk about the negatives as well as the positives, which I don't think I could have avoided talking about, and you guys aren't dumb, so I'd expect you to hold me accountable if I chose to make a sponsored first impressions video glossing over the performance issues and underlying Web3 crypto systems they have on standby, and I've not really seen anyone talk about, which depends.
You know what it reminds me? It kind of looks like right off the bat on the surface level, it almost looks like a cross between Fortnite and Apex. It almost has like a Fortnite Apex kind of vibe.
Depending who you are could be seen as a positive, but to the many, not so much. I mean, if that aspect of the game interests you, then cool, but for me, it's an immediate red flag, and crypto games are just something that I personally choose to distance myself from when it comes to sponsorships on my channel. Now, I've done some research on this, and the Web3 stuff isn't fully implemented yet, and I don't think you'll ever be forced into participating, but you are interacting with the blockchain to a certain degree without knowing.
I think there's a very big misunderstanding about Web3 gaming, and like this is just essentially all it is better code. I mean, like at the end of the day, besides all the people that manipulate other people and the Ponzi schemes and the rug pulls and all the bullshit aside, when you come to it at the end of the day, it's just better code. A lot of people don't talk about it that on this level. When it will eventually get here, because those that are developing games can fund their games more easily if they can do it in this format. So they're going to push for it, and they're going to try it in every way possible to get it across and make it mass adopted. They're going to continually try different ways to get it mass adopted. This is the first way in which I was actually like, wow, they did it, which is on the Avalanche blockchain. And I was like, well, this is really interesting that this is actually happening in this space, because for the longest time I was like, there's not going to be a game we were looking at Star Atlas. What's the other game we were checking out? CCP, Eve, what was that? Eve Frontiers, was that the name of it? So I was checking out those two titles, and I'm like, I wonder if these two titles will do it. And then this came, kind of like hit me by surprise, because I didn't understand this as Web3 at all, and neither did a lot of the gamers out there. So,
essentially the gun currency you earn from playing is also a form of cryptocurrency, which is a new token that isn't circulating on the blockchain just yet, but you are able to buy and sell items like weapons and cosmetics via the in-game marketplace with said currency. Alright, so let's get into it, and I'm going to keep this as simple as I can for those unfamiliar, but to my understanding, the hexes, aka loot boxes that you extract during the match, that otherwise plays out like your...
yeah, Hugh says, I'm interested in the movie portion of this, but the game itself looks pretty meh to me. Yeah, not my style. Third-person shooter, not necessarily my style. I've never liked Fortnite. Foreplay, completely different game. I've never liked Fortnite. Never, ever have I ever liked Fortnite. I had played it like 2-3 times, and I was like, nah, this game isn't for me. I love Apex. But there's just, oh my God, the game is just so filled with bots and it drives me insane. The game itself and the people that gravitate to Apex ruin the game.
A typical battle royale in turn become NFTs once opened with an assigned item number. You can then trade the contents of these loot boxes, similar to the economy system in Tarkov, just with real blockchain earning potential. So, for instance, instead of extracting and opening hexes in hopes of unlocking the best weapons in the game by chance, you could also just buy them from other players with the gun currency you earn through playing, or in theory have acquired through the blockchain. And that, my friends, is where I start to worry, because immediately you're exposing yourself to a potential market that doesn't care about gaming or the state of the in-game economy. Those only interested in their own potential gains often referred to as bulling in the crypto community.
Yeah, I mean, if you're focused on the trading aspect of it and the cryptocurrency aspect of it, you're always going to be like, this is a little sus. Anybody would, especially gamers. We've all been fooled a bajillion times by these crypto bros that come in here and they just want the cash. But at the end of the day, it is better code. It is just better code. It's going to run better on Web3, and you will have ownership. So, I mean, the good thing is, imagine playing the game and you're getting rewards, and you can take those rewards and sell them for fiat. Like, you can actually take the rewards and you can be like, okay, I played a game, I had a lot of fun, and I made like $20. I don't see a downside to that. I think a lot of people are used to the format where it's a pay to play, and or like you grind and then you get paid in cryptocurrency, which is a lot of the Web3 gaming that's existing out there, and why a lot of the gaming in the Web3 games aren't successful, because they don't focus on the fun. And they're like, yeah, if you continue to grind in this game, then we'll reward you in the cryptocurrency. And that's just the wrong format to introduce this. However, if you're playing the game and you have fun, and you're actually getting rewarded as you're playing the game, and your skill level gives you better rewards as you play, as any game normally would reward you for playing, except with the DLC content and all that bullshit, all that aside. If this actually kind of rewarded you by how good you were, and then you took whatever this, what they say, Gunzilla token or whatever the fuck it is, and you could take it and you could cash it in, that's kind of cool to me.
And when you give anyone the opportunity to earn through gaming, you also give them the ability to control the ecosystem. And before long, video game marketplaces are treated like eBay, with people spending more time buying and selling than playing the game. Now, in a world where we don't really own the games we play anymore, I actually don't hate the idea of having true ownership over your in-game items.
Right.
And being able to sell the cosmetics you don't care about will be quite appealing to some gamers out there, I'm sure.
Imagine being able to sell the cosmetics when you're done with them, or you're just tired of it, and you can kind of cash it in and you can use it for other cosmetics. That's kind of cool. Like, you're not kind of being held by gunpoint to get the next DLC and just pay cash for it right off the bat.
Sure, it's no different to CSGO skins in the Steam marketplace, where the gameplay experience remains unaffected. But if we were only talking about cosmetics, then I wouldn't be bothered, and I can see the value in that. If you don't care about crypto, and let's say you just want to sell a t-shirt for more in-game currency to spend on a hoodie instead, you can absolutely do that without ever dipping into crypto, which I think is fine. However, we're not only talking about cosmetics here, and the ability to sell items isn't available for most players. Weapons, cyberlimbs, attachments, and other items that have a very real impact on gameplay are also a part of that economy. So please correct me if I'm wrong, but what's stopping a bunch of crypto bros with huge wallets gatekeeping the current meta and controlling the price of the best guns in the game?
That is so well done. That is such good criticism.
With the highest rarity and number of attachments. There's already a paid subscription model that allows you to earn 5 times the amount of currency as any non-subscriber, which is an extreme grind by default, and what's worse is that you cannot sell your items on the marketplace unless you pay for that subscription. How a new player is supposed to compete when they can't afford the best weapons and attachments and are forced to roll the dice with loot boxes over and over again until hopefully they get lucky and they're able to? The pay-to-win advantages are right in front of your eyes, but at the same time...
This is going to be hard for them to figure this out, man. I mean, like, it seems like they got past the first barrier. And now that they've got here, it seems like the setup is incorrect. Like, because it's a pay-to-win model.
So well hidden that nobody has caught on yet. Now, you could make the counter argument that you're able to buy the best weapons via Tarkov's marketplace too, so what's the difference? Well, in Tarkov, damage is based on ammo and not the default statistics of any given weapon. On top of that, you cannot purchase rubles or dollars, the in-game currency, which very recently Arena Breakout was scrutinized for after claiming their game wouldn't be pay to win and then proceeded to have the most egregious pay to win possible. As I said though, the Web3 aspect of the game isn't yet fully implemented, so I don't want to be too harsh on a feature that isn't in the game yet, and
I would say an answer to this would be to grind for the weapons, keep the weapons unpurchasable, keep the weapons out, keep anything that deals with DPS, keep anything that deals with armor types out. I would say keep it just cosmetic. I would say just keep it cosmetic and it would sort itself out. That would be my answer to how you would keep it balanced and still be able to have that Web3 element to it.
Is subject to change, but I do think it's good to be skeptical, even though I and many of my friends are enjoying the game for what it is right now. And it seems most players are too. I even prefer the early access gameplay loop to the current state of Warzone and Apex Legends at the moment. PUBG is still my favorite BR of the bunch, but if Off the Grid play their cards right and don't force people to take interest in the blockchain in order to play the game at the highest level as they claim, then they absolutely have a worthy contender on their hands.
Yes. Absolutely. This guy is 110% correct.
If those systems aren't as invasive as many people fear they will be. They just need to get the balancing and performance dialed in ASAP to make sure the game is as accessible and playable by most people. I struggle to run the game comfortably with low to medium settings on an RTX 4090, but even with all of its early access jank and performance issues, the game definitely nails the fun factor gamers are looking for right now, and the response has been mostly positive from what I've seen online. A lot of PC players won't even play the game for the simple fact it isn't on Steam, but the sole reason for the Epic Games exclusivity is...
It's because Steam isn't going to do anything Web3 related, and that is the hurdle that this Web3 space has. In fact, watching this, my viewer count went from 30 to 18. So this is the actual problem. People who aren't in the know don't understand that the coding is better coding, that Web3 gaming is actually an upgrade in terms of the code. However, because of prior rug pulls, nefarious CEOs, developers that are rug pulling the shit out of you, all these bad actors in the space put such a bad taste in the mouth of all these gamers that gamers don't realize that it actually is just a game built on better code. Simply, they don't get it. And it is such a large hurdle for any developer right now to actually get a Web3 game out and adopt it. Period. Full stop. And you can see that throughout the ecosystem. All the gamers, they will avoid it like the plague. The viewers in my audience, they love me. They left. Like, that's what I'm trying to say. People just, they go, oh, Web3, oh, crypto, oh, okay, peace out. Like, it's just it's like a reflex. It's literally like a reflex. Thank you, Daft. Thank you. Hold on. Can we get an amen for those people still here because they love me so much?
Yes, sir. You're not gonna hate me.
Thank you. There are people here that see that I do actually have some type of redeeming value here. So thank you so much. Thank you. But this is the problem that the whole space has. And I see it right in front of my eyes. The data is literally right here in front of my eyes. I'm watching viewers just go whoosh, as they realize this is Web3. And that's probably how this game came out. It came out huge. It was a lot of fun, had tons of people. Avalanche, or the people at Avalanche, or the people who are in charge of developing this title Off the Grid, they marketed this correctly. They pushed it out. They got it to large streamers who then pushed it to gamer masses. They went about the right way to go about this. However, once people found out, oh shit, you're trying to Trojan horse me with this, they fucking got up and left. And I can guarantee you that the numbers aren't anywhere near where they were when this first released. So that is going to be the hardest part in this space, is getting the connection that all this simply is a game built on better code. That's it. What people do with it, that's the people. That's not the code's fault. That isn't the code's fault. It's what the people do with the code. And that's why I got to get across to people. The disconnect is, what are the people doing with it? The people make it suspect. Not the code. The code had nothing to do with it. It's just a tool. It's just a tool in the toolbox. It's what the people behind the code do with it. How are they going to introduce it to the masses? And the masses, they all think it's a rug pull. They all think, for the most part, that automatic reflex, they want to vomit and run away. And that is the hurdle for the Web3 space. How do they get beyond that? That's going to be the question of the next decade, man. Once people can start associating that simply it's a game built on better code, and they actually have value there that they can unlock and that they own it, once that connection is made to the gamer, that they own these things and they can profit and they can sell and have fun and do it in a way that we can digest it, that doesn't make us want to fucking vomit. That's the hurdle. That's the fucking hurdle.